Hey, how y'all doing? Tiff here, your social media solution. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment as well. So I'm a social media consultant, and I help women in business get the online exposure they need and deserve by using proven social media strategies. You can always find out more about me at IAMTIFFMARSHALL.com, and if you're on Instagram, be sure to follow me at IAMTIFFMARSHALL. So I'm sure you've heard about Facebook changing some things and changes happening on Instagram. That is true. One thing that you can always count on when it comes to social is change. When it comes to technology or anything in the digital world, change is going to come. I remember a few years ago when Instagram changed its interface from like the brownish logo to like now the colorful, what is it, like a pink, red, yellow type logo. People are like, oh, I don't like this, you know. But now we look back and look at that old brown Instagram logo, you're like, oh, it was kind of ugly, or it wasn't, you know, as modern and up to speed. So social media is always going to change, and that's why there are people like myself who are here to tell you basically in short what you need to know and what it is that you can expect. So Facebook will be changing its logo, and I think it's so cool that although Facebook has been around for some, a few years, this is like their first time like really changing their logo. And as a side note, I think that's an important message for business owners to learn. Like, you don't have to change your logo every year. Build out your brand thoughtfully so that you are not trying to revisit your logo and rebrand every year. So you're going to notice logo changes. There's going to be a lot of emphasis on collective communities and groups. So if you have a Facebook group, that's very important to get that going. Facebook is all about relationship building and connecting with people. So they love events and meetup groups and things like that. So get your Facebook group started. If you have a group, revive it, find a way, some incentives to get people to join your group, because Facebook is going to put people first by way of relationships. Okay. Social is also going to get better for all of my e-commerce people out there. So if you're selling any retail products, you're going to be happy about the changes that you see on Instagram and Facebook, simply because they're going to make checkout easier and quicker for your consumers. So how could we not be happy about that? The checkout process on Instagram is going to really be like one tap and buy, which is super cool. So you should already know that on Instagram you can tag your products if you have a retail page and your products are uploaded correctly. So now checkout will be much easier. Stories, I'm referring to my notes, so I make sure I give you all everything. Stories are highly encouraged, so continue to use your Instagram stories and Facebook stories. Okay. And I always tell people, especially when I'm with my clients that I coach, I say, if you don't have time to post every day, and most people don't, right? Keep your stories going. Your stories don't have to be super polished or, planned out. Just take people along your day and tell people what it is that you are doing, right? From the time that you wake up, whatever you're doing behind the scenes, even when you're with your family or whatever it may be. Take people along your day, because storytelling is what works. So take people along, give them something that they want to see. That's how they're connected with you. That's how you're building your collective community and building relationships. All right. Virtual reality is going to be coming to the forefront. The new interface has changed from blue to white. It's going to be very chic. The layout is going to be different. You're going to have easier access to your groups, easier access to videos. So that's going to be super cool. And Facebook Portal is out. So Portal is really cool. It gives us a better way to communicate. And if you're like me, I'm an email person. I'm like, don't message me all day. But Messenger is what's popping now. And WhatsApp is going to be connected to Facebook to make communication easier. So this is great for people who are international, who have family internationally, or if you have a business where you ship products internationally, or you service people in other countries. It's going to be great for you. So setting up your bot or your messenger is going to be super important. you should have a Facebook business page. Go ahead and set up your away message as well, because people are more accustomed to messaging. It's like I like message, but I don't like message, because I still want people to send me email, and I still want people to check their email. It's like people do not check emails anymore, but like for me, it's just, I guess I'll get used to it. But I just think that Messenger is a little more informal, and I like to have formal conversations. I like to be able to CC people and attach documents and have a signature. So email, I'm not saying email is going out, because it's definitely not phasing all the way out, but to make that initial conversation, to convert your sales, to convert your followers and your likes and your online audience, and to convert them to sales, most conversations will start in the Messenger, because people won't necessarily go right to your website. They won't necessarily ask you for your email. They're going to send you a message through Messenger. So we have got to love on the inbox a little more and respond to people quickly, because guess what? You're not the only person that they're contacting for such service. And if you take too long to respond, they're going to find someone else, because you're not the only person who does what you do. So I hope this has been helpful. Whenever you hear about any social media changes, you know, don't get upset, don't be disarray. Changes are going to happen, and most times they are for our best. You know, it takes some getting used to, but it's super necessary. But just remember that it's all about people. Social media, although digital, is about people. What do people want? What do they want to hear? What information do you need to give them? And do just that. Not necessarily what you think they need, but you've got to really tap into what they need. And that starts by building relationships and understanding what the consumer wants and things like that. So I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, do drop them below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Until next time, be social, so social.